Well, hello friends, Larry Ortega, Health and Nutrition Coach. Today we are going to briefly hear from a series of experts who will sound off on a food system based here in the U.S. that has been seriously compromised to yours and your family's detriment. The foods we trustingly put into our bodies, into our children's bodies, if bought from the supermarkets, are laden with harmful chemicals that, though may not kill you on contact, have proven to cause serious negative health consequences across America. Chronic diseases are on the increase, to include cancer, sapped or sapped energy, brain fog, joint pains, mental health, and many, many more challenges. Callie Means, an ex-lobbyist for the healthcare system, says people are sicker than ever, overweight, more depressed. These experts that follow will argue that the chemicals, the pesticides in our foods most likely are at the root cause of all of these health challenges.
I mean, eventually, all of these chemicals will fail. You know, that's just biology 101. There's always going to be resistance. That resistance will always repopulate the field, and the chemical will stop working. So you can just keep leapfrogging from one horrific chemical after the other, and eventually that system will collapse. It just can't sustain itself. The only system that can sustain itself is organic. It's just obvious.
I would say we've lost 50 years of learning. The chemicals have been taken us down a path that we've learned how to use these chemicals, and we've learned a lot of stuff about chemicals, but we haven't learned a lot of stuff about biological systems. We haven't learned how the soils work. What's the biology in the soil that makes it work? How does biocontrol and insects, all this stuff with entomology, that's all new science. So we've lost time by the introduction of these chemicals.
Does it shock you that all of the institutions, I mean, you just mentioned a couple of verticals that all seem to have been corrupted. Does that seem obvious or disconnected?
We're 4% of the population in the United States, of the world population. We produce 70% of pharmaceutical profits, and we're 60th in life expectancy among all countries. So many institutions in this country make money and are driven by an incentive that's the opposite of what they state. I mean, I think we have a healthcare industrial complex. The healthcare industry is the largest and fastest growing industry in the United States, much bigger than the military, much bigger than tech, much bigger than any other industry. And it's producing worse health, more infertility, more people being overweight, more depression for each marginal dollar we spend.
That way, until the early 1990s, our life expectancy was the same or better than other developed countries. Then suddenly, more and more Americans began suffering from chronic diseases, from obesity, cancer, diabetes, kidney disease, Alzheimer's, heart disease, and all kinds of autoimmune diseases. Our maternal mortality rate soared to the highest of any developed country on earth. Same with infant mortality.
Over the last 20, 30 years, we've developed a disease system.
Every single farm, mile after mile after mile after mile, endless. The amount of chemicals, these dangerous chemicals, carcinogens, endocrine disruptors, going into our environment, going into our food supply for decades now. You can't say that this is having a profound effect on the population of this country. As you said, there is very little produce that you actually, in a supermarket, should be buying. And some supermarkets, it's almost nothing there sometimes. So I think consumers should know that when they walk into a supermarket and they see something that's labeled organic and has no label on it, the bottom line is there's a huge valley of difference between those two products. It's massive. I mean, every consumer wants your products. They want the real organic product. That's what they want. They don't want these pesticides.
A reason why we may be so sick is a giant lack of attention to gut health and general misunderstanding of what is in our foods. 70% of our immune system is in our gut. 90 to 95% of serotonin is made in the gut. What is serotonin, you might ask? A chemical messenger that affects bodily functions. Serotonin affects mood, anxiety, happiness, wound healing, sleep, and more. As Anthony Sewell, producer of Organic Rising, says, there is very little produce in a supermarket that you should be buying. So if you can't get it from the supermarket, where do you go? Well, that's where we come in. The ultimate lifestyle transformation company solution. A convenience without compromise. Healthy fast food, if you will. High in nutrients, focused on repairing the gut. Sure, there are many products out there, I know, that make the same claim, I know. However, what separates our company and products from the rest is rigorous in-house and third-party testing that ensures high quality, that every ingredient is identity tested, and that we are certified organic. No binders, no fillers, no chemicals, no artificial anything. And moreover, the biodegradable, compostable packaging that we use has saved over 300,000 pounds of plastic from going into the environment. Over and over and over again, people jumping into our 100% organic superfoods 90-day ultimate lifestyle transformation to include me, my daughter, my son-in-law, friends, and other family members, have all seen and experienced the miracle of the human body and its ability to heal itself when given the right stuff. Highly dense, nutrient-rich superfoods intent on repairing your gut. Click the link in the description below and let's get you started today.